UFOs have been the topic of much discussion in the last few years, and although many don't believe they exist, there exists a large number of photographs of them. These are taken by everyday people who happen to witness these mysterious objects in the sky. The fact is, the majority of these objects do get explained away. However, every so often, a mysterious photograph that can't be explained right away makes the rounds on social media. This is what happened last year when Secure Team published a video on this mysterious anomaly. When first looking at the images, it does look like a typical crash site. You can see a large object covered in snow with a trail behind it. This immediately caused the UFO community to point out that this could possibly be a crash site. Over the years, there's been various reports of unidentified flying objects that have allegedly made contact with our planet. It's also fueled a lot of speculation, as according to many theorists, Antarctica is home to many mysterious happenings. The original photograph was found via Google Earth and shows an area known as South Georgia Island. It quickly spread across various websites, with everyone giving their opinion on what the object could be. There's even some that have now come forward and said that the object looks similar to Oumuamua, the mysterious space rock that was discovered in our solar system back in 2017. People were quick to say that this photo could be the real deal, however others weren't so sure. One user said that if you zoom out, there's a mountain really close by. Going on to say that what most likely happened is some ice fell from the mountain and skidded in the snow. This led behind a trail that made it look like a crash. The user then followed up with a question. What's the more likely event? An unidentified flying object crashing to the ground, or some ice becoming dislodged from a nearby mountain? Geologist Richard Waller from Keele University got involved and said that his explanation is most likely, further saying that it's not aliens, but Earth just being Earth. It looks as though this feature is related to a large avalanche from a nearby mountain. Part of a hanging glacier appears to have collapsed. You can see the avalanche debris at the foot of the slope, and this could be a large block of ice that has travelled further as a consequence. The track shows that it's sliding over a snow-covered glacier before it comes to a rest. Although some didn't expect this explanation, saying that you can clearly see it's a craft, many said that this explanation explains what happened. However, as some have pointed out, just because this one event got explained, it doesn't mean the rest get solved. For the last few decades, there's been various stories of people seeing giant crafts crash landing. Many have referred to the Ilkley Moor incident as one of the most compelling pieces of evidence surrounding the claims of alien abduction. This is due in part to the photographic evidence that had been gathered of the event by the witness that claimed he had later been abducted by the extraterrestrial being that he had encountered. According to the alien report, a man by the name of Philip Spencer had moved to the West Yorkshire area after leaving his old job to be closer to his family. Prior to this move, Philip had worked as a police officer for more than 4 years and was more than respected as a hard-working and honest citizen. During his move to West Yorkshire, he had noticed a strange number of lights often seen in the fog. Many others would confirm the sightings of strange lights as well, but would often retort that it was probably lights from aeroplanes flying around the military bases and airports nearby. These strange claims led Philip to buy a high-end camera at the time. This was an attempt to gather evidence of these foggy lights and look into the increasingly weird rumours being told throughout the area. As Philip then went out the next day in the early morning to capture some pictures, he began to notice that the same strange figure was following him in the fog. He would then quickly snap a photo of the creature, only to find that it was a small humanoid, almost alien-like creature that had been running through the fog near him. Without thinking, he chased the entity until he noticed a large dome-shaped aerial craft lift from the ground near him and take off into the sky. It wasn't long before Philip then began running back into town, noticing that more than an hour had gone between his sighting of the craft and the moment shortly after it disappeared. Today, the picture taken proves to be one of the biggest pieces of evidence of small grey aliens often reported by alien abductees. Additionally, many have claimed that the lost amount of time experienced by Spencer may have been an abduction event that was later wiped from his memory after the encounter, shrouding that time in complete mystery. Another interesting report is that of the Height 611 incident. During the reign of the Soviet Union, there was a tremendous number of sightings and UFO incidents that were cast aside and forgotten about. This was due to the fact that the government of the Soviet Union worked tirelessly to hide evidence of extraterrestrials from its citizens. This was because they believed that their people would start to worry and panic if they discovered there were higher powers that extended beyond the power and control of the Soviet Union. Because of this, many of these incidents are not well known, even amongst dedicated members and researchers of the alien community. One of these such incidents was the Height 611 UFO event that occurred back in 1986 on the 29th of January. This was in the small town of Delnogorska. According to the residents of the town, a strange reddish orb of a massive size was spotted at around 8 p.m. This orb had passed over the town. This reddish orb was described as being half as large as the moon overhead and appeared to have been similar in colour and luminescence to that of a dark red flame. Eyewitnesses also noted that as the object flew parallel to the ground, it made no noise of any kind, and it passed over something that seemed impossible to accomplish, even with the most advanced aircraft imaginable. Using specified witness timeframes and the flight path of the object, investigators calculated that the orb flew at approximately 34 miles per hour and that it was flying roughly 700 to 800 meters above the ground. As the object continued its flight path overhead, it suddenly began descending quickly and crashed into the side of the mountains located near the town. Oddly enough, every witness reported that not only did the object crash into the side of the mountain, but it caused a massive amount of fire. Strangely though, this fire, and the object, soon vanished after the incident. Others came forward and said the craft was moving much faster than any conventional aircraft for that time. Further investigation yielded interesting results, as some rocks at the impact site had drops of lead that had previously been molten before solidifying on the rocks in the cold. Not only this, but rare earth minerals were also recovered in the vicinity that were not naturally found in any types of deposit on the mountain previously. Unfortunately, the pictures taken by investigators at the time, when later developed, turned out to be black, almost as if they had been swapped out entirely and replaced with fresh film in an effort to cover up the evidence gathered at the location of impact. The official explanation provided by the Soviet Union, at the time, was that a meteorite had recently impacted the site. They said that this explained the strange findings of the rare earth metals and strange chemical composites. However, the provided explanation had failed to explain the eyewitness accounts of the event, as well as the fact that sightings of strange red orbs landing on the mountainside would continue at the site for the next few years. This has caused some to speculate that what crashed into the mountain was in fact an unidentified flying object. The government then tried to cover up what had happened that day, even though a large amount of people were witnesses to what had occurred. In the following years, similar coloured UFOs have been reported around the world. Researchers have given them the name of UFO orbs, and witnesses that have observed them said they're capable of outperforming any craft we have on Earth. They've been seen travelling at very high speeds, being able to change colours, shooting up vertically and disappearing within seconds. It's things like this that have made people suggest that they're not our craft, and that whatever controls them is much more intelligent than us. Various people have come forward with their own encounters with these mysterious orbs. Many detail that they seem to follow them and are interested in what they're doing. They've compared these objects to silent drones, saying that unless you see one, you won't know it's there. Usually when they're spotted, they leave the area quickly. So what do you make of these mysterious reports? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and help us by growing this community whilst working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.